This is the rifle that I use in most of my videos. It is a Spikes Tactical ST15 lower on a BCM cold hammer forged Mark II upper. You can tell it's a Mark II by the smaller forward assist. Definitely helps when you're trying to get a grip on the charging handle. It is a registered SBR. It's an 11.5. I've had several different uppers, but this one is by far my favorite, and it's also my main squeeze. It used to be painted. I used to have it tan, but recently with the plate carrier, I decided to bring everything back to black. I think it looks a little bit more professional. Going from the top, I just have a standard A2 birdcage flash hider. I do have a Silencer Co. Saker, but it's a 7.62 suppressor, and although I had a 5.56 end cap, I was running into issues with failure to extracts. So you can actually see the finish is actually a little marred up just from how many failure to extracts I had. It's not really the suppressor's fault, and not really BCM's fault either. BCM likes to run their uppers slightly overgassed, which is good for reliability, but once you put a suppressor on there, there's so much back pressure that you end up with failure to extracts. So I went back to the standard A2 birdcage and haven't had a single issue. Even shooting under night vision, it doesn't produce that much flash, and I haven't had an issue with the A2 birdcage since. On the top, I am running an ATPIAL-C. So this is the real deal. I'm also running a Surefire Scout M300 with a vampire head, the KM1C, and that allows me to twist the bezel and go to infrared if I want more light. I am running the Surefire dual pressure pad. I have it set up to where the forward button is the flashlight and the back button is the laser. I'm not really 100% sold on it. I actually kind of might prefer it the other way. I don't know yet, but I do like the way the wires tuck back, and I don't have a bunch of wires coiled up. These little pieces here, you can get them on Amazon. There's just a plastic M-lock attachment that just behind it, there's little channels that you can run wires through, so it keeps everything snug. I actually don't have a single zip tie on this rifle. This is all just those wire covers, basically. I do have the Magpul steel front sights, front and rear. So they definitely help. They're smaller than the Imbus. The Imbus, the plastic ones, they take up way more real estate. And as you can see on the 11.5, I'm a little limited on real estate. So having the smaller backup iron sights allows me to basically try to fit everything on the front of this handguard as I can. I do have my front sight behind everything, and I guess because of my red dot, I'm not really too worried about backup iron sights. With a lower third co-witness, it's really not that bad. I run an Aimpoint CompM3, it's the 2 MOA, and I run it on a LaRue M68 CCO. Both of these, this combination is a legacy now. If you wanted to get something similar, the closest thing you could get to this is a CompM4, which in my opinion is better for the battery that it runs off of. This runs off of a 1.3N, whereas the CompM3 I think runs off of either a AA or a AAA. The front handguard on some of my videos and pictures, I used to run a glove just on my left hand, and that was because after a couple of magazines through the rifle, it actually got too hot to hold without a glove. So I started putting these Magpul pieces on here, just the M-lock attached, you know, rail slots, and it's basically made it to where I don't need to wear a glove anymore when I shoot. On this side, I couldn't do that. I had to run the smaller Magpul covers, just because it contacts the wire covers on this side. So I had to run something a little bit smaller, but this works just fine. The trigger I'm running in here is a Geissele SSA 2-stage trigger, and it's been awesome. This is definitely a trigger that I would recommend. I don't like the single stage trigger. I prefer to have a little bit of a take up, and that way I know when I'm at the wall. It's just kind of habit for me. Geissele SSA 2-stage trigger, in my opinion, that's the way to go. Going a little bit further towards the back, I am running a Radian Raptor charging handle. This is the large, and also for the safety, I'm running a Radian 45-degree throw safety that is ambi. And this thing is awesome. This works way better than the stock one. You don't have to change the angle of your rifle or your grip to adjust the safety, and also I can use my index finger and my thumb to actuate it. So if it's, sometimes I guess when I first got it, it was a little bit too tough. So I swapped back in the original detent, and the original detent actually worked better than the one that Radian gave me. On the bottom, it's kind of old school. I'm running a Magpul trigger guard, and also I'm running a Magpul grip. On the bottom, I run inside here, I run a set of earplugs, just because if I have to, for whatever reason, just grab my rifle and that's all I've got, I at least know that I've got a set of earplugs too. I'm not going to be completely deaf. So that's what I keep in there. The stock on the back is a Magpul, I think it's the CTR, whatever this, just the standard 6-position stock is. I like that they have this piece right here because it allows you to get rid of some of the wiggle, most of the wiggle. And then the only real modification that I've done to the lower receiver is I put one of these QD mount slots, because I primarily run a single point sling. Usually I just keep this chilling here because single point slings are a little bit harder to stow. I would rather just have the rifle, and then if I do have time to put a sling on, then it's on my plate carrier. So I do have the ability to transition to a 2-point sling. Here's an example of the single point sling attached at the back. And all I'll do if I would like to go to a 2-point sling, I just unlock it, unclip it here, and then I clip it right here at the front, and now I have a 2-point sling. So if you need to go hands-on, or you want your rifle just completely out of the way, if you've got to climb something, then this is definitely the way to go. I do like it right here. I don't want it further up or further down, because when you suck it tight to your body, sometimes it will rotate, and I don't want that. I want it flat up against my body. But most of the time I run single point slings. I know all of the rage right now is a 2-point sling, but single point sling is what I like. It helps with shoulder transitions, slings out of my way, and if I do have to transition to a pistol, it's not going to hit me in the nuts because I run an SBR. I'm not going to anything else. It's going to stay like this.
What am I at here? 45 seconds.